So as you may know, if you saw my little Christmassy video I did a few weeks ago, I was recently up in Scotland with Cookie, where we were just looking for some cool little species, some pretty rare species as well, to be honest, as well as just taking in the impressive landscapes that that country has to offer. And well, I can't lie, there was a bit of messing around in the snow as well, because well, it kind of brought out my inner child, and so there's quite a few snowballs thrown. Which, I mean, I loved throwing them, but I don't think James quite enjoyed receiving them. Don't know. You can let me know in the comments if you're watching this. From our hometown, we first travelled up to the Cairngorms National Park, which when we arrived, it was a true just winter wonderland. It was like something out of a movie where the forest and the mountains were just completely blanketed in a layer of snow, and it was properly just stunning to see. And then from there, after spending a few days, we headed over to the west coast of Scotland to go and see the Isle of Mull. But I'll be talking about that in my next video, so stick around for that, I guess. So anyways, the Cairngorms National Park is the largest national park here in the UK, covering a whopping 4,500 square kilometres, which puts it at about twice the size of the Lake District National Park, and makes it even bigger than the entire country of Luxembourg. And it's also home to 4 out of the 5 largest mountains here in the UK, and also has much of the most important forests here in Britain, with more than half of the surviving Caledonian forests here being inside the boundaries of the national park. Now, I could go on for ages about cool facts and statistics and stuff about the Cairngorms National Park, but I'm assuming you're here to see what I got up to on my trip, what cool animals I saw, and also to see the obviously National Geographic quality footage that I captured. Or at least I wish that I got stuff that good. So yeah, when we arrived in the Cairngorms, we headed to a little town called Aviemore, which is pretty much smack bang at the base of Cairngorm Mountain. And now, if you didn't know, Cairngorm Mountain in the winter is a skiing destination. But we weren't there for the skiing, and although it probably would have been quite fun, no. That wasn't our main aim when we were in the Cairngorms. Our main aim, especially in Aviemore, was to go and see reindeer, as me personally, I've never seen them outside of a zoo, or maybe when I was a child at some little Santa's grotto thing where they've got them just to make it more Christmassy. And so I was really excited to go and see them in their actual natural habitat and not just in some barn full of straw. And so shortly after arriving in the Cairngorms and taking a quick break after our long journey, we headed up the mountain, and we were following a path which you take if you're going on the reindeer feeding tour with the Reindeer Centre in Aviemore, as we figured that's probably our best bet of seeing them. And on our way up along this path, we actually bumped into a couple of the employees of the Reindeer Centre who were bringing I think 2 reindeers down off the mountain to do health checks on them and stuff. But after seeing those 2 being brought down off the mountain, we thought that we probably had a pretty good chance of seeing them in the area we were heading to, seeing as well they were bringing them down from that place. And after a really just beautiful walk where we went down into a valley where there was a really fast flowing river, but just surrounded by snow covered hillsides, forest, and then just the mountain in the background, we headed back up the other side of the valley and made it to the enclosure. And now I say it like that because these reindeer are actually just free to be able to just roam across the entire mountain, really. But if you go and do the reindeer tour with the Reindeer Centre and stuff, they take you to this fenced off area to go and feed them. And the reindeer, they know the schedule and stuff, so they know they get fed there each day. And so a bunch of them tend to hang around there because they know it's easy food, and especially in the winter as well when food's more scarce. We thought we're going to have a pretty good chance of seeing them close by to the perimeter fence of where they go to feed them. But when we got there were no reindeer in sight. And so James said to me that he knew of a path that headed further up the mountain, following along the perimeter of this fenced off area. And so we started heading up, and that's when he decided to let me know that he didn't actually know exactly where the path was, which really didn't help, seeing as there was thick snow everywhere. And so we just had basically no hope of finding this path, and just had to kind of hope for the best that we weren't going to fall down some hole or something, which definitely didn't happen. And shortly after heading a bit further up the mountain and trying to find these reindeer, the weather just changed. Like, it was out of nowhere. It was 1 minute really calm and quite nice, to be honest, and then within, I don't know, 30 seconds we were caught in this blizzard. And so we decided it was too unsafe to go further up the mountain, so we turned back to head back down. And as we're heading back down, just out the corner of my eye, I saw these darker shapes emerging from a ridge. And so I stopped and was like, reindeer! And yeah, just coming over a ridge, there was probably, I don't know, 10-15 individuals coming towards us. And yeah, seeing them, it made the blizzard slightly more enjoyable to be out in. Now, this definitely wasn't the entire herd, seeing as the actual entirety of the herd consists of, I think, 150 individuals. And so this is only a small portion, but still, being able to see reindeer out semi-wild really, but in their natural habitat, was just an awesome experience and a great start to our trip in Scotland. And even though, yeah, we were in the middle of some absolutely disgusting weather conditions, it was still, yeah, just an amazing sight to see really. And I managed to capture these shots for you guys. As well as the reindeer on the mountain though, we were also told by somebody that day that there was a good chance of seeing snow bunting in a specific location. And so after our amazing time filming and just spending a nice moment with the reindeer, once the weather cleared up again, we decided to head to this location to try and see some snow bunting, as neither me or James had ever seen this species before. And now in the UK, there's about 10,000 individuals that come to overwinter here. But there's only actually about 60 pairs that are residents of the country, and we were actually in one of the locations where the residents can be found. And well, this guy that told us of the spot, he definitely wasn't lying, seeing as when we arrived there, we instantly saw probably, I don't know, 25 or 30 of them. And so I hopped out of the van to try and get some footage, even though it was quite windy up at this place where we were. But I still managed to capture some nice shots and just being able to, yeah, tick another species off the list, and one that is potentially, if we did see the resident population, pretty rare. It was an awesome way to, yeah, end our first day in the Cairngorms.